Hello class! So for this video, I'm going to show you how to do a hanging indent for your annotated bibliography. And this is in response to a question I received during conferences, and I thought it would be best to just send it out to everyone because, maybe you've never learned how to do this, and it's actually so easy in Word using the ruler. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And so in front of us, we have an annotated bibliography. Please note, those of you working in MLA, that this is what an MLA header looks like. Okay, so we've got the student's name, the professor's name, the class, including the section, and then the date. And the date is written as day, month, year. So keep that in mind. Those little details are important. And this is the way it should look. Now, if you're working with APA, you're going to have a cover page, and our textbook has lots of awesome examples for that. I will also be posting templates for final papers. But for your annotated bibliography, you too can just download a template. You can Google it if you're feeling nervous about formatting that cover page. Okay, so you can see, even though this is MLA, I wanted to show that for my MLA folks, that the citations in this example are APA. And of course, the easiest way to tell that it's APA is that the date comes right after the author's names. But we can see other things too that are distinctly APA. For instance, you can see the capitalization rules in APA with journal article titles. Those are very different from MLA. And here we have, the way that the volume and issue numbers are written and that sort of thing. All right, so here's our APA citation. And to do the hanging indent, you're just going to grab it. Grab your whole citation there. And see up at the top here, this ruler? Actually, let me take that ruler off because it's possible that you won't have the ruler on yours. So, all right, so let's see, we're home. And we want to get the little ruler at the top because that helps us with our margins, with our hanging indent. So you're going to go to View. And then you're going to find ruler right over here, and you're going to click on that. And I like to just keep the ruler on all of my documents. Now, a normal paragraph indent is 1/2 inch. It's right here. And if I wanted to give this a normal indent, I would take the top triangle and I would move it over to 1/2 inch, just like that. Okay, now if I wanted to move the entire section over, let's say for a block quote within a text, that's a long quote, there's 4 more lines, and I would need to bring it over, I would just click on this box, and that would grab all the lines, and I would bring it over. Okay, so for our hanging indent, you're going to take the bottom triangle, and you're going to bring it over. And there you go. You have your hanging indent. And in fact, the next line is also going to have a hanging indent. It's going to keep that formatting. So you can see here that it just automatically went to the next line, right? I thought gibberish. Okay, so all of your sources need to have these hanging indents. Now, your paragraph that follows, that too can have the same formatting. If you would like, that is fine. You may see that that is often the case in annotated bibliographies, that it just falls like this, okay? And usually the first paragraph is just flush there, and then after that, you might indent it as well to denote a different paragraph, okay? But, it's really up to you, as I'm sure you were able to see that the formatting of the summary and response paragraphs, were pretty different in the examples that I gave. And so however you format these, that's up to you, as long as it's double spaced, the correct font, that sort of thing. And I think this looks really nice and clean, right? But you do have to make sure that you have that hanging indent for every citation, Okay, so that's one way to do hanging indent. If you are working in Google Docs, please note that it's a little different. Google Docs is, the use of the ruler is a little finicky. You can still use the ruler for hanging indents, but what you would do then, I'm going to grab our citation. Right? If you're going to start here with your citation in Google Docs, you have to move the entire thing over like this, and then go to that top triangle to move the top line back. And I don't know why this is, but it's just what I've discovered with Google Docs, that's how you do it. Okay, there are other ways to make a hanging indent. So if you tend to go to paragraph to do it, you know, that's perfectly fine too. You can even come in here, you can do paragraph, highlight the whole thing, and click under special for hanging. That works as well. I just have always found a nice simple way to do it is to use the ruler at the top, and this seems to be most common across programs. So it's what I share with students. I hope these annotated bibliographies are going swimmingly and that you're enjoying your research. Next week, we are going to dive into synthesis and start to build thesis statements. So we're really going to be getting into the writing, the actual drafting of your big paper. Have a great weekend, everyone.